Hi, I've been getting so many DMs regarding what my darling Anita Joseph said concerning marriage, rape, and all that. Can a husband rape? Yes, a husband can rape. But of course, it depends. It depends. But let me define it, right? So, marital rape or spousal rape is the act of sexual intercourse with one's spouse without the spouse's consent. The lack of consent is essential here, right? Because it does not need to involve physical violence, right? Marital rape is a form of domestic violence and sexual abuse because yes, they are married. Yes, unfortunately, I think the problem here is what the Bible says, religion, culture, tradition, and stuff. Because I've read something in Corinthians, I don't know if it's Corinthians 7:3. I think it's First Corinthians 7:3 or something, where the Bible says you must not deny your husband your body. Neither should the husband deny the wife of the body. Fine. Now, in tradition, once the man has paid your bride price, you belong to him. He owns you, so he can do anything to you, including kill you. Really? Okay. So, society again means, you have to accept it. At least, you should be lucky that he's touching you. That's not what marriage is, please. Let's stop, let's stop. Truth is, the fact that your marriage is great, nice, and everything is good, and you have, you can speak in your marriage. A lot of people cannot talk in their marriage. A lot of people cannot decide anything in their marriage, and they are still in the marriage due to circumstances beyond their control. It is wise to be, and I know that she tried to put a little bit of icing on the cake and, butter and stuff. But fact is, husband can rape wife. I don't know about wife raping the husband. Maybe when he's sleeping and you climb on or something like that. I don't know. But the most important thing is consent is needed. A lot of women are going through, they are constantly raped in their marriages. Constantly. They're so ashamed to even talk about it. It's different because I see it differently because I have experienced it and now I'm learning about it. The trauma and the damage it causes is beyond your understanding. So just pray that you don't experience it so that you would not understand it the way people that are victims understand it. Okay?
Tired of the sexual and gender-based violence in Nigeria. Children are dying, women are dying. Enough is enough. We are tired. As a matter of urgency, we want the Nigerian politicians, those in elected office, those in appointed office, those that are not yet in any elected or appointed office but identify as politicians, to know that we are watching every step of everything they do and say on sexual and gender-based violence. We have made a firm declaration that anybody that does not endorse the Child Rights Act and Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act has no place in government, and come 2023, we are beginning to galvanize towards that because we are tired. We need to see budgetary allocations for real-time interventions in sexual and gender-based violence. We need to see a deliberate increase in ensuring independence of the police in investigations. We need to ensure that police doesn't need to collect money from survivors because many of them are children, many of us are indigent, and we cannot afford these things. And you can hear enough is enough. That's our firm commitment. So we are requesting before the end of next week, we want to have in very clear terms a state of emergency declared against sexual and gender-based violence in Nigeria so that we can have timelines and monitor. Those that haven't implemented the Child Rights Act and Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act, when are they going to do so? We need firm commitments. We are tired of the stories. We are tired of the photo ops. We are tired of being used. We are tired of parading us to use the stories of how we were raped and violated, to make people cry, and that is where it ends. No, we want to see real-time things. If it happens to you yourself today, anyway, the people I'm talking, the people in office, they have the money. Realities we're not taking into cognizance.
Therefore, we are together with you in the quest for a rape-free Nigeria. We are together with you in your desire to enthrone a society that will have a zero tolerance for all forms of sexual abuses on our women. And we will work with you if you are ready to work with us in pushing this advocacy even to further extents. There are fundamental issues that we must understand. We must end the conspiracy of silence. That's one of the ways we can actually fight against rape, sexual molestation, and other kinds of sexual assault against our women. The conspiration of silence is driven largely by the fact that majority of rape incidents in our homes, in our churches, in our offices, within the political circle, in our schools are never reported. We have, as